Welcome to another conversation with the Brothers of Two Complex. We appreciate y'all for clicking on this video, but before we get into the content, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of these bangers that we drop every single week. We appreciate the support. God bless.
Moving to basketball, back at the basketball again. So 2028 projections for who is going to be on the Olympic team have been out pretty much since the semifinal game, honestly,
basically,
of the Olympic tournament for the United States men. And while there are some notable players on there, there aren't really that it guy outside of, there's no Bron, no Steph, no KD, those type of players. Now, will Anthony Edwards elevate to that type of player? It remains to be seen. But Sticks, how do you feel about the projected roster for the 2028 Olympic team? And do you think there will be that bona fide guy when the time comes?
So there's a lot of guys on this list that are still up and coming players. So you mentioned Anthony Edwards. You got Ja Morant that's been basically out for the past season, maybe season and a half. Mm-hmm. You got guys like Tyrese Halliburton, maybe Jaylen Brown if he decides to go back, maybe even Jason Tatum if he decides to go back after what happened in this current Olympics. But then you got guys coming in like Cooper Flagg. You may have Chet Holmgren that's probably going to play for the team. Gentlemen like that. You got Bam Adebayo that's slated to come back in 2028. So you have guys who have experience. Devin Booker slated to come back in 2028. I'm on ever since the Dream Team, there has been at least 1, 2, maybe 3 bona fide superstars, top 20 players in history of NBA on these teams. Back to when you had Mike on the team, back when you had Kobe on the team, you got LeBron on the team, you got all these guys who are the it guys, like D-Lo said in the intro. They going forward, unless something happens over this next 4 years, who's gonna be that guy, bro? Like who? And I don't know.
Oh, KD played in 2021, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you had those guys. Historically, we've had those generational talents on the team, bro. And the rest of these countries ain't doing nothing but getting better. France is getting better with Wemby on the team. Serbia's going to be great. Canada is looking crazy. Like they got some young cats on their team that's ascending into the top of the NBA themselves. So it's like, to me personally, like we said, if somebody over these next 4 years elevates to that it guy, hopefully it's like hopefully somebody does, and they have a generational talent on the team. They're all generational talents in their own right. I mean, they're in the NBA, they're the top 1%. All of them are generational to me personally, but it's hard for me to sit here and say, D-Lo, that I feel like it's going to be tough sledding for them boys moving forward, dog. I just, you know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for LeBron, KD, I could go on and say a little bit of AD and Steph Curry, this would have been a tough Olympics for Team USA, bro. Tough Olympics because you had LeBron averaging a triple-double the whole freaking Olympics. You had Steph going off for 37 and I think it was back-to-back games, if I'm not mistaken. I think he went for 37 against France in the final two. But just going crazy, like some of the greatest. You can make your argument for all three of them to be in the GOAT conversation. And I know KD says he needs to be in there, but bro, you're not even top 10 in my book. But either way, Steph, LeBron, KD, they were these guys who the big dogs on the team, like the OGs. Who gonna be that guy, bro? I don't see nobody that's coming up that's gonna be that guy. I feel like it's gonna be tough sledding for them boys. What you think?
Yeah, I think it will be tough sledding. But the main reason, though, is because the world is getting better at basketball.
Bro.
David Stern and now Adam Silver have set out to make this a global game, and it is a global game. You have individuals from across the world that love basketball, that enjoy playing basketball, enjoy watching basketball. It is truly a global game. Ever since Dirk Nowitzki and those type of individuals, I said it in the last episode, Tony Kukoc from Croatia, those type of individuals, ever since they have made way in the NBA, it's expanded the game all over Europe, all over the world. And people are catching up with at least the men. It seems like, I mean, I know the women won by 1 point in the championship game in the Olympics, but they dogged everybody else in the Olympics. But for the men, it's going to be tough sledding, and without that bona fide star that you mentioned, without the generational talent, top 20 type talent on the all-time type talent on the league, on the team, I think they will struggle. I mean, obviously, the first couple games in the Olympics or in the FIBA World Games and those type of games, they'll beat whoever they need to beat. But when it comes to gold medals, it's going to be dogfights because they just don't have that guy. Yeah, I think Anthony Edwards can grow to be, at least from what we saw before they lost to who they lose to? The Nuggets?
Anthony Edwards, they lost to the Mavericks.
Mavericks, yes, right, correct. They beat the Nuggets before they lost to the Mavericks. He was looking like he was taking that next step to be that guy in the NBA. But everybody else on this list is like, I mean, they want Jason Tatum to be that guy, and he has all the tools, the height, the versatility, the shooting, the dribbling to be that guy. But is he going to be that guy? I mean, he wasn't even the MVP of his team in the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals. And I just don't think, even though the other person from his team is a projected player for the team, I don't think he's that type of guy either.
True.
So, and that's my opinion. The very well could be they are those guys, but from what I'm looking at and what I see as of right now, they're still young. I don't think they're going to be those type of players. So it will be tough sledding.
Yeah. So who on this team, and from the projections that I'm seeing, they're not even talking about bringing AD back, which I think they should. They should bring it back as a forward and opposed to a center. But that's neither here nor there. Who on this projected team do you see has the best chance of being that guy that we're talking about?
Anthony Edwards is the one that's just head and shoulders the guy for me. I like Ant-Man's game. I like his competitiveness. I like his charisma, versatility. I like his charisma. I just like he got that dog in him. You know what I mean? So I think it could be Anthony Edwards if he remains true to who he is. If he keeps working hard, puts in the hours, which I think he will. I think it could be Anthony Edwards. But I mean, we're talking about the guy, like Steph Curry. When you think about shooting, it's nobody else you think of before Steph Curry to ever play the game of basketball. Steph Curry's the guy. Obviously, we talk about LeBron is always in the GOAT conversation, whether you like him or not. He's going to be in that GOAT conversation. Only person it's plenty of people that people try to put in front of him, but realistically, the only person that is in front of him is Michael Jordan. I don't see that type of person. I mean, and then KD, we talked about him saying he's 6'9", really probably 7'1". The most versatile
scorer
in the big
man
ever
I'm
to
telling
play the
you,
game.
what?
And so like that I don't see that. You have Chet, and Chet works out with KD, but Chet is not KD. I'm sorry. So
facts.
The only one I really can see is Anthony Edwards. Jalen Brunson is just too small in my opinion. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Isaiah Thomas is considered one of the greatest point guards ever, but I just don't.
Which Isaiah Thomas? Pistons, right?
80s, 90s.
Okay.
Isaiah
Got
Thomas.
you.
Yes, Detroit Pistons.
Got you.
Isaiah
I just want to make sure. I want to make sure we clarified.
Not the recent Isaiah Thomas, right? And they try to put Cooper Flag in there, but I think they overhyped Cooper Flag.
I think they do too.
What they saw with the current team not being serious with the 18 and under team. So.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I like your argument for Ant-Man. I think Devin Booker has probably the best chance of being that guy. Just being in the city, I think so. And this is why I say that. This is why. We know you don't agree. We see that. But and the reason why I say that is because in the situation that he's in right now in Phoenix, he has the best chance to develop his game with KD around him and Bradley Beal in his wing. He's effectively the point guard for that team. He's never been a point guard in his life. But he's effectively the point guard for that team, or from what I know. I don't think he was a point guard, you know what I'm saying, in college, and he has never been a point guard in his professional career. He's always been the two guard. But now he's effectively the point guard for this team. So he has the best chance of developing his game to a different level that he hasn't had before when it comes to playmaking, shot creation, scoring, shooting, and being the facilitator for Team USA moving forward. I think, well, at least in 2028. So I think Devin Booker has a really good argument for that. They also added in the guy like Paolo Banchero. I don't think he's going to be the guy, but he has a lot of upside. His ceiling is very, very high. And especially in the next 4 years, he could elevate to be a star he's already a star in the NBA, but he can be a superstar over the next 4 years. So these guys have 4 years to develop their game and become a dream team in a sense. But I do think them not having AD on this list of people who could potentially come back is damning, because I don't think that you're going to get over with just having Chet and Bam Adebayo as your centers, or as people who have defensive presence in the paint. I don't think you're going to get by with that. Now, Chet is amazing. 7 foot, 2 guy, rangy, can shoot it, can dribble it. Like him and Wemby always get a lot of comparisons to each other. So, and I think they have some guys who can develop into, that kind of talent, but not having a top 20 of all time. We've had 2, 3, 4 of them mugs on the team historically for the Olympics, and not having that going forward, it's going to be tough sledding, bro. I'm telling you, it's going to be tough sledding.
Yeah. I mean, you said the guy though. And I like Devin Booker's competitiveness. I like, he has the dog in him too. I don't see him being the guy though.
I'm not saying he's going to be the face of the NBA,
points. Yeah.
But I think he has upside to be the guy for the Olympic team. I ain't saying the face of the NBA. I think that's going to be Anthony Edwards, just with his charisma, his work ethic, his game, how flashy he is, how he talks to the media, how, just his overall personality to me resonates with face of the NBA. But as far as talking about the Olympics and whose game will develop the best, I think that's Devin Booker.
I mean, I don't know, because when you said the guy, right, and then you said follow that with generational talent. I like Devin Booker's game. I want to keep that.
For sure.
70 points. He's a scorer, right? Devin Booker was not the person that came to mind for me.
Okay. If Ant gonna be that guy, he need to get some playmaking in his bad boy, because he looked bad in some instances in this Olympics.
If who?
Anthony Edwards? Yeah, if Anthony Edwards is gonna be the guy, he got to get some playmaking in his bag, bro, because playmaking was not his forte in this Olympics at all. Yeah. And you can kind of see that too in the playoffs when he had to create and try to, make plays for other people when he was getting double teamed. He didn't look good. He didn't look good at all. So he got to put some playmaking in his bag before he becomes the guy. I mean,
I think this is what I think. I think that depending on what the people that we talked about, Bron, Steph, and KD, because I'm gonna say Bron's not gonna play. He's not gonna.
I'm gonna say he's not gonna be around at age 44. He ain't gonna be there, bro.
I'm gonna go out and say
he's not gonna be there.
Steph and KD could come back and play another one properly, right?
Yeah.
So I think if you minus those individuals, I think the teams going forward have an actual opportunity to be a team.
Agreed.
And not say,
oh yeah, we got LeBron, we got Steph.
James,
LeBron James.
We got Steph on the team.
We got KD on the team.
People scared. Like they were saying, like Bron puts fear in people on the international stage, right? So they have a chance to be an actual team to where roles can be true roles. You have people doing exactly what they're on the team to do, not saying, all right, I got to fit into this puzzle piece of what these 3 individuals are and who they are in the basketball world, and figure out what my role is going to be. Like Devin Booker's a scorer. Devin Booker was okay being the dirty guy, the defensive guy, doing the necessities to win.
Yeah.
And that's what helped. And everybody said he was the unsung hero.
For sure.
I don't think he's, even with
you don't think he's the hero though.
I don't think he's that guy.
I got you.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy.
Yeah. And I could be wrong. A lot can change in 4 years. Games can drastically change and develop in 4 years. But as of right now, it's hard for me to see it. Because Devin Booker's been in the league, what, 8 years? 7
I believe
years?
so. I believe 7 to 8 years. I can look it up for you real quick.
So, I mean.
Yeah. But I like Devin Booker's game, though. I know you do too.
I like it. Yeah, I like Devin Booker. But, I mean, I'm being realistic. That's all.